industry, I do not know anyone that is more impressive in every way, shape, or form than the one and only Joy Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, right there.
People, like, just I'm over here focused on the show, and you know, just I don't know what exactly she's doing.
Listen,
but...
somebody has to look good around here, okay?
Slick, you see that shade she threw at you, bro? Because you wasn't talking to me.
That man Rick looking like he don't want none of that HR smoke they got going on. Oh my goodness. It's somehow managing to get worse. I just can't fathom how deep this rabbit hole is gonna tunnel. Man, let's get into this because y'all may have remembered that we covered this yesterday, man. A lawsuit came out covering FS1, Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, and other Fox executives in essentially a sexual scandal in the building in which they created a hostile work environment for female employees. And dog, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Let's check this out. And again, y'all be sure to subscribe because we're going to keep track of every twisted turn of this case. And this time, even some of their co-workers are commenting on this now, and it sounds like they ready to throw them under the bus. First of all, before we even get into this, they look like they at someone's home, and this man Emmanuel Acho got his toes out, bruh, so you already know he was probably knocking the dust off that thing. But let me get started, bruh, I already know. Some of y'all gonna be, you taking too long to get to the video. Shut up and go look it up yourself then, man. So in approximately February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho, and they're gonna call him Mr. Acho from now on. Miss Faraji did not know Mr. Acho, but could tell that the two were romantically involved. A few months after meeting Mr. Acho at the lunch, Miss Faraji noticed him in the hallway while at work. Miss Faraji later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acho also worked at Fox. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Acho to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself. Miss Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time. First of all, before I even continue reading this, man, picture this dude and this dude taking turns beating the same set of cakes, bruh. That is a diabolical milkshake being mixed up right there. But let's go ahead and continue, man. As Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry, Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. My goodness, this just took an extremely diabolical turn. Now, initially, bruh, I gotta make this clear because some of y'all be cutting up when y'all come onto my channel and y'all coming in with a lack of information, so you assume and you make an ass out of you and just you and yourself. You make an ass out of you and yourself, man. It's funny to us. First of all, these are all allegations. So there are technically no victims, no perpetrators, or anything like that now until this has been heard out and solved in a court of law, man. Period. So I am not about to get up here and treat any of this as if there is a legitimate victim or any of that, and even if there was, hey man, I'm sorry. I'm not about to be PC up here, bro. I'm not the type of person that's just gonna sit here and grandstand and act like I'm holier than thou and project all these fake and faux emotions of how sad and depressed I am on behalf of it. I don't know this lady, but I do know Joy Taylor, I do know Skip Bayless, I do know Emmanuel Acho, and I do know the machine that is the media, and I do know how they are huge factors in negatively impacting the perception of all NFL players, NBA players, players in general, athletes. They're huge factors in being people that are allowed us to give in their opinions about what other people got going on. I do know that they are huge factors in walking around acting like they are holier than thou and trumpeting these noble causes like Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor did, claiming that she got to where she was by not having to sleep around, by not having to flaunt her sexuality.
Rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you.
So I would just always say you gotta do twice the work to get half the opportunity. So that's why I'm excellent, because I had to be. I couldn't be average, I couldn't be okay, I couldn't be late, I couldn't complain.
So given all this, given that we see these people say these type of things, we've seen these people ridicule others that have gone through sketchy situations, Deshaun Watson and how Joy Taylor drags that man on a regular basis, yet she dealing with dudes that do exactly what he do. So how hypocritical is that? Yes! I'm going to laugh at these people. They deserve to be laughed at. And I'm sorry if that offends your cottonelle soft ass feelings. I'm not here to pacify y'all feelings, man. I'm here to disseminate the news in an entertaining fashion. And this is hilarious. I don't give a damn who got anything to say about the irony of this situation is hilarious. Maybe not the circumstances that if they become victims later on down the line when things actually are verified and people are really accused and found guilty of different things. It may not be hilarious for the people involved, but hey man, I don't know those people, bro. I'm sorry. But let's get back to this, because this is diabolical. This is absolutely insane. Joy really sat here and made this evil mastermind plan to knock the boots off of all the greasy, oily Fox executives she could possibly find that was loaded with cash and influence, until she got enough power and influence to have the ability to turn the tables. So really, all she was waiting on was for her platform to get big enough to where she could really pull a boss move. All she was waiting on was for her platform to jump off. Now we know why she went so heavy at the Dallas Cowboys, because she felt like that was the easiest way to bounce her platform into a new stratosphere, bro. She felt like that was the easiest way to accumulate the largest audience, bro. This is why she was going at Dak Prescott and made it a thing to create any narrative she could, twist any statistic number happening the way she wanted to, because she was trying to grow her platform so she could execute her evil plan and get the dudes that she had slept with to get the position that she in the first place, all allegedly. And then turn the tables on them and get them out the way. This is diabolical. Now, as far as the Emmanuel Acho stuff, hey man, people sleep with their coworkers every day, B. So I can't sit here and just act like that's super crazy. Unless that man got a family, and I don't know. I don't usually get into these people's personal lives like that, man. But unless that man got a family, then that's I mean, it is what it is. That just really adds more so to the idea that Joy is just letting everybody dip they stick in her paint. Now, continuing a little bit on with this. Several years into Ms. Faraji's tenure at Fox, a female talent member, Anonymous, hired Ms. Faraji to do her hair at her house for an award show. Anonymous asked that Ms. Faraji meet her for lunch first. There, Anonymous told Ms. Faraji that she would no longer be with Fox, as Mr. Dixon told her that she would need to have sex with him if she wanted to renew her contract, but she had refused. Anonymous further conveyed that Mr. Dixon was doing this to other women. She should warn Ms. Taylor to be careful, and a talk show host had recently reported Mr. Dixon. Following the lunch, Ms. Faraji called Ms. Taylor to convey what Anonymous had stated, and Ms. Taylor responded that, quote, "No one gives a F about Anonymous or the talk show host who had reported Mr. Dixon." Wow, so Joy Taylor was one of those women that was complicit, allegedly, allegedly, the role she played in this, as far as this whole Fox Frico scandal, this Frico case Fox got going on, the role she played in is essentially, she was like the handler. She was like Carisha for P. Diddy, essentially, bro. That's what this sounds like, allegedly, right? Miss Faraji later observed that Miss Taylor's remark appeared accurate, as no actions were taken to address the concerns raised. If it was not already apparent, it became even more clear that Fox enabled high-ranking individuals to abuse their authority, exerting undue control over female talent and employees. Wow, this rabbit hole is just getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and it is absolutely insane, the stuff these people got going on behind closed doors. And I think we all knew about this. And to be quite frank, again, this is really a personal beef more than anything, because if we honestly lay the facts out there on the table, right, this Miss Faraji lady, and we now know who Miss Faraji is and what she looks like. Here's a picture of her. Here's her profile and everything like this. A picture of her with Joy. We now know who Miss Faraji is. This Miss Faraji lady, right? She worked there for how long? She worked there for 10 years and this was going on? Right. So you worked there for 10 years and this was going on, and you really just now do something about it? Now, again, I don't know how long she's been trying to position herself and posture to do something, but if she been working for 10 years, then she better have mountains of evidence. I will say this, where there's smoke, there's fire. Again, I'm not picking no sides, bro. This is just conveying the story. And again, the irony of who it's happening to is hilarious to me. And I am sorry that I am not a politically correct person who's trying to be in the good graces of everyone and says all the right and rainbow fluffy thing. Hey man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm being legit, bro. This is hilarious for me as a Cowboys fan, and these being people who just man, they were a stain on media, just media in general, taking it out of the Cowboys perspective. This media in general, my biggest plight with this channel has been kind of bringing media back to the core root of what media was supposed to be, and that was just being disseminating the truth to the general public, man. That's all media was supposed to be in the first place, and we've turned it into everything else but the truth. And anytime we get a chance to pull those weeds out the sidewalk, you try to pull the biggest and thickest weed you can possibly find, man, and then you pour the Drano stuff down the roots and you get rid of that weed altogether. These weeds are growing too high. We just picking them joints right now, y'all. That's all this is. But some of their co-workers on FS1 have actually had some things to say about this, and some of these people have actually had shows with these folks. So first things first, we have Jason Whitlock. He said, "I'm in a tough spot. I know all involved parties. The story speaks to narratives that I discuss regularly. Corruption in TV and the media. The injection of women as hosts in male discussions. I'll figure out what I'm comfortable sharing and saying. What I can say for sure is Shannon Sharpe got revenge on the people he viewed as doing him wrong at FS1. Another prominent personality benefited as well. It's a dirty game." Woo! Now we got Uncle Shay Shay's name being thrown into this. Woo! This is crazy work. All right, so first things first, man. I know people hate Jason Whitlock, and I do not like Jason Whitlock and his takes, a lot of them, but at the end of the day, you always have to be able to identify truth in what people are saying. And I'm gonna be honest, man, this Joy Taylor thing absolutely does set the perception of women in sports back, because this further adds to the fuel that those people say, as far as why are people like Molly Quorum and, Malika Andrews and Joy Taylor and certain women thrown in our face, and where did they come from? Where did they pay their dues at? How did they get these positions? Why are they put in positions where they're almost in leading roles, in the sense, in traditionally what was men dialogue? And no, there's not an issue with women talking sports, but there is an issue with women being shoehorned into sports situations just for the purpose of sex appeal, or for the purpose of just them being there for PC-ness. I'm sorry, I don't care who that hurts. That's truth, bruh. Y'all wouldn't just want men shoehorned into a seminar or a channel or entertainment platform all about pregnant women. Y'all wouldn't want men shoehorn to moderate every conversation going on about pregnant women and then give their 2 cents in on everything that's going on, man. Y'all wouldn't want that. And I know it's different, man. I know men can't get pregnant and women can't play sports. I understand that, but it's traditionally just a arena dominated by men, right? And if you're gonna put women into those types of arenas, they need to be women that can represent and pave the way for other women to do it the right way, and not be women that's put there and make it harder ultimately for the young women that want to do it the right way to come up, because they can't come up without doing things that people like Joy did, allegedly on the way up for them, right? So that's my biggest thing. I have a daughter, I have a wife, and this type of stuff, yes, I'm making light of it. It's entertaining. It's serious in a sense as well. But hey, man, I'm just not here to be a priest for y'all, bro. But at the same time, this type of stuff is serious in the sense of, hey, man, you are making it harder for other women if this is what's going on. And this is the type of stuff that's being condoned, because dudes that are abusing their power like this, if all of this is happening, because it's all alleged, if dudes are abusing their power like this, it shouldn't be entertained and it shouldn't be encouraged. And when women go along with it and then they'll use it and then they'll try to kind of get in the game with them, it just all makes it bad. It's just all bad, right? So this is nuts. And if you're gonna have a woman thrown into sports dialogues, it need to be women like Mina Kimes and those types that actually put time in to researching what it is they're talking about, put time in to make sure that they're credible in what they're talking about, man. And there are credible women sports hosts out there. There are credible women sports talking heads out there, but stuff like this just overshadows that, and that's unfortunate. But Jason Whitlock wasn't the only person that had something to say about this. Marcellus Wiley also had something to say. He said, "I echo these words. The truth shall set me free, and since I'm free, I will tell the truth." I can only think that this means that Marcellus Wiley is going to end up talking about this on his pod. Again, we will keep an eye and ear to all of this. I'm going to keep an eye and ear on these guys' platform over the next couple of days to see if they kind of talk about anything else and add on to this story. But this is all absolutely insane, man. I'm serious. Emmanuel Acho is going into deleting different tweets and stuff like that. This was one of his tweets that shout out Joy for being able to make it to where she was without having to use her physical gifts and all that stuff. And now we find out that man Emmanuel Acho over there knocking the dirt off the sheets, man. This is crazy work, bro. Same thing. Joy Taylor out here saying something similar. This is February 2022. Women can exist in spaces with men without being with them. I know it's a wild concept, and it's just wild that people like this say these type of things and they're loudest about their opinions on certain type of topics, man. And this is the type of stuff that is allegedly going on. Now, again, no one accused or talked about in these stories has been proven in a court of law to be guilty of the things they're accused of. And how morally wrong these things are, it's up to each person individually to decide. I'm not here to tell you how wrong these things are, if you should hate these people or not, but I am here as a Dallas Cowboys fan who's had to sustain years of these people needling at us and talking smack and wanting to talk sideways about us and making comments that places themselves in a higher regard than everyone else. It's just very interesting when you see people's dirty laundry come to light, and that's just keeping it a buck. I just don't know how that can hurt anyone's feelings. I'm just being honest, man. But either way, we stink the same old Cowboys, and boy, Joy Taylor, she making her rounds, allegedly.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.